So in this video we're going to talk about self-worth, the importance of self-worth, um, the causes of low self-worth, signs that you have low self-worth, and consequences of having low self-worth. So self-worth is a feeling that you know you are a good person and you know that you deserve to be treated with respect. Having self-worth means that you have a favorable estimate of who you are. You have a good opinion of who you are, right? You have this deep knowing that you are valuable, you are lovable, you are significant to this life. Self-worth means you have this internal sense of being good enough and worthy of love, you're worthy of attention and belonging from others. It's this level of importance you place on yourself, right? It's how much you value yourself regardless of what people think about you, say about you, feel about you. Regardless of how people treat you, you know that you are valuable. Self-worth means that you accept yourself wholeheartedly, despite of your flaws, your weakness, despite of your imperfections. You accept everything about yourself. Self-worth means that you genuinely believe you deserve good things. You believe you deserve happiness, you deserve good health, you deserve wealth, you deserve success, you deserve love, you deserve relationships, you deserve healthy relationship, you deserve companionship. Self-worth means that you value your thoughts, you value your feelings, you value your interests, you value your goals. So that's self-worth, right? Self-worth is important. It is important because it's important to have self-worth because it affects the things you do. Self-worth affects the choices you make. It affects the people you accept in your life. So if you have high self-worth, that means you will take care of yourself. The things you do, you will do self-care, you will eat healthy, you will exercise. You will choose your friends wisely. Choices you make, you will choose your friends wisely. You will choose a good romantic partner carefully. You don't do friends with benefits. You don't do casual dating. If that is something you know you cannot manage, you can't handle casual dating, you don't do that. You make good choices. You end relationships when they're not working. You cut out toxic people out of your life. This is making choices. Right? When you have high self-worth, you cut out family members who's unhealthy. You stop dating people who are emotionally unavailable. I have videos on people who are emotionally unavailable. You cut these people off. You make good choices. You do good things when you have high self-worth. Self-worth is important to have because you would avoid and you would reject things, people, situations that have a negative impact on your life. Right? So maybe you don't like your job, you switch jobs. Maybe you don't like where you live, you change your country. You know, maybe sometimes you just say no to friends, family, co-workers. You say no at work sometimes because it might have a negative impact on you. That is why self-worth is important to avoid situations that would have a negative impact on you. Another reason why self-worth is important to have is because you would seek people, you will see things, you will see different situations in life that would benefit you, that will make you a better person, right? For example, you talk to people, you interact and you are around people who have more knowledge than you, who are open-minded, who you can learn from, you try new things, you improve your communication skills, you are seeking people, things, and different situations that is beneficial to you. Right? You become emotionally intelligent. You would read books. You would do courses to deal with your trauma, with your weaknesses. You would save your money. You would go on a budget. You would invest. You would choose to be around people who see your worth, who are genuine, who genuinely care about you and like you for who you are. That is the importance of self-worth, because you want to be around people and different situations that will benefit you, that will help you to become a better person. You don't sabotage yourself with bad friends, with toxic family members, with unhealthy romantic relationships. This is why self-love, self-worth is important. It's important because with self-worth, you will believe, when you have good self-worth, high self-worth, you will believe that you can set goals and that you can achieve your goals. You should have career goals, okay? You want to get promoted. You believe and you know that you deserve a promotion. You want to start your own business. You have career goals. You want to improve your job performance. So when you have high self-worth, when you have self-worth, when you value yourself, you would set goals and you will believe that you can achieve them. You would set financial goals. To do what? To make more money or to pay off this loan. You will set financial goals to save for retirement, to afford a large purchase. You would set personal development goals to improve emotional intelligence, or to have a better attitude, or to be a better friend, or to stay fit and active. You will set relationship goals and you will believe and know that you can achieve these goals. Maybe you want to get in a relationship, you want to get married, and you want to have children. You will set these goals. Maybe you want to communicate more often. Maybe you want to stop taking people for granted. Maybe you want to increase family time. Maybe you want to have quality time with your partner without your phone. Or you will set spiritual goals. Maybe you want to go to church regularly, you want to be more mindful, you want to meditate, you want to join a prayer group, you want to be more compassionate, whatever it is. You will set goals with high self-worth. You will set goals. You will set financial goals. You will set career goals. You will set relationship goals. You will set personal development goals. Another reason why self-worth is important is because negative opinions and negative feedback would not dull your day, would not affect you tremendously. With good self-worth, you could take constructive criticism well, and you would be glad to have constructive criticism, because you know that this feedback would help you improve. And if maybe people are trolling or just saying bad things about you, you know your strengths, you know your capabilities, you know your abilities, so it would not dull your day because you have high self-worth. That is why self-worth is important. You would gravitate towards good things, towards good people. You would want to be in situations that would benefit you and help you to improve. But there are causes of low self-worth, right? And most of the time when I speak about things, it comes from like having low self-worth, low self-esteem, and lack self-confidence. Most of these things, they come from childhood abuse, childhood trauma. So causes of low self-worth: childhood trauma, emotional neglect, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, just improper ways of parenting could cause you to have low self-worth. Maybe you went through a traumatic event, a parent died, your parents suddenly leaving your life. It could be in genetics, it could be that you were bullied in school often, that you didn't fit in school. Maybe your parents had high expectations for you and you couldn't meet them. Maybe a parent got really sick. Maybe you grew up in poverty, that could cause you to have low self-worth. Maybe a family member went to jail. And I would say today, maybe you on social media, you think social media is real life. That could cause you to have low self-worth. That is what I'm seeing happening today. Young people think social media is real life. These photos are edited, believing that your worth is based on how you look. Social media is not real life. Social media is not real life. You could develop low self-worth by being on social media for many hours, looking at edited photos and videos. People bodies, they're not real. Their hair is not real. The eyelashes not real. They have there's many things, a ton of makeup, and you are looking at these things every single day and starting to develop low self-worth, thinking that your looks is you believe that your worth is based on how you look by seeing these things on social media every day, thinking social media is real life. Another cause of low self-worth is you have been in an unhappy relationship, a toxic relationship, where you were treated badly, where you were taken for granted, where you were mistreated, gaslighted, abused in some way. That could cause you to have low self-worth. Neglected, abandoned, feeling alone in a relationship, that could cause you to have low self-worth. And another cause is you probably somebody in authority or a teacher or your friend, they send negative message towards you, call you names, or siblings also call you names, send negative messages towards you about yourself. That could cause you to have low self-worth, right? And you might be wondering if you have low self-worth. Well, signs of low self-worth is that you talk to yourself in a negative way. You say negative things about yourself aloud to other people and in your mind. You are really critical about yourself. You downplay your talents. You downplay your strengths. Another sign, you are people pleaser. You people please. You don't feel good about yourself unless you get some external validation. You go above and beyond to make others comfortable, to make others happy. You neglect your own needs and you say yes to everything. That's being a people pleaser. That means you have low self-worth. You lack self-confidence. You believe that you cannot navigate this life. You believe that you cannot overcome obstacles. And next time you think other people are better than you. You think everybody else is better than you. And next sign is you think that you don't deserve happiness. You think that you don't deserve to have fun. You think that you don't deserve love. You don't deserve healthy relationship. You don't deserve a good job. You don't deserve to be successful. You don't deserve to have a successful marriage. You don't deserve to have wealth. You don't deserve to have good health. You think you don't deserve any of these. That means you have low self-worth. Another sign is that you don't believe when people give you compliments. You don't believe them, or you try to reject the compliment. You don't want to accept the compliment. That's a sign of low self-worth. Another sign, you avoid challenges because you're just afraid to fail, maybe at work or maybe in school. You just give up really easily on task. And you must know that failure is a part of life. When you fail, you get knowledge, you get wisdom. But with low self-worth, you avoid challenges. Another sign is that you're sad, you're depressed, you could be anxious, you could be ashamed, you could be angry, you could feel worthless, you could feel hopeless. Very often, you have these feelings a lot, right? Those are signs of having low self-worth. And having low self-worth, there are consequences, right? Having low self-worth impacts you. You would have difficulty with intimacy and relationships, romantic relationship especially. You will get extremely upset if your partner might be maybe giving you feedback of how you could be better, or maybe they just have some disapproval with you, or you would just take things way too personally in romantic relationship. You have difficulty with intimacy. You will blame others often, and that could be annoying to other people. You know, you don't want to look at your weaknesses. You don't want to look at your flaws. You just want to make excuses and blame others. That could push people away from you. Another consequence is that with low self-worth, you would lack purpose in life. You would not really have goals. You would lack a direction in your life, right? You would lack direction in your career, with money, with relationships, with spirituality, with your personal development. You would have goals. You would not know what you're doing, where you're going, with low self-worth. Another consequence is that poor personal boundaries. You will feel guilty, or you fear people would not like you if you say no sometimes. You can't maintain your boundaries. You let people walk all over you. You let people take you for granted. You let people mistreat you. With low self-worth, poor boundaries. Another consequence is that you could tend to have addictions, addicted to alcohol, addicted to drugs, addicted to partying, addicted to overeating. You could have some sort of addiction, right? Trying to mask this low self-worth. It could be unconscious. You could also be more prone to anxiety, more prone to depression. If you are like viewing yourself badly every day, feeling worthless, feeling incapable, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you cannot achieve your goals or accomplish your task. Continuously feeling like this could cause you to feel anxious, could cause you to be in a low mood almost every day. Having bad thoughts about yourself, always expecting the worst to happen, feeling guilty, feeling hopeless, helpless about certain circumstances in your life continuously, feeling apathetic, you feel inferior to others. This can put you in a really low mood, and you could be prone to anxiety and depression feeling like this. That's a consequence. It's a big one of having low self-worth. Having low self-worth, you will have stress. People would lack respect for you. When you have low self-worth, you don't believe in yourself, you lack self-confidence, you don't have self-esteem. People just lack respect for you. People just don't take you seriously. They take you for granted, they mistreat you, they just don't respect you. And when you have people not respecting you, taking you for granted, not taking you seriously, that could stress you out, right? Another consequence is with low self-worth, you always on social media. You could be addicted to the internet, just neglecting yourself, just looking at other people's life, wishing you were them, wishing you had their job, wishing you had their money, wishing you had their lifestyle, thinking you're not good enough, thinking you're ugly, looking at their body, wishing you have their body, wishing you were on this vacation, on social media, online, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Snapchat, all day, many hours, addicted to the internet, neglecting yourself, having low self-worth, thinking that everybody else is better than you. Another consequence of low self-worth, risky behaviors. Anytime I hear risky behaviors, I think about promiscuity. People will trick you easily, you get manipulated easily, you get used because you just lack knowledge about yourself, you don't know your worth, you don't know what you want in a relationship, so you're just out there just having meaningless sex, people taking advantage of you, mistreating you because you have like no direction, you don't believe that you're worth anything, so you're just out there Next consequence, low levels of resilience. You give up easily, give up on your goals, you give up on your objectives, your tasks, you give up on projects, you give up on your academics really easily. You have difficulty like performing well in school or at work. Just poor performance in school, avoiding challenges, just like low quality work, just because you just lack self-worth, and you might not even be conscious of this, right? Another consequence is just you feel insignificant. When you have low self-worth, you just naturally feel insignificant. You feel like you're not important. You feel unloved. You feel like you're not pretty enough, or you're not handsome enough. Another consequence, loneliness. Why? You're hiding from social situations, you're isolating yourself, you're not going to events because you feel like you're inferior, or you're not good enough to be there, or you don't look pretty enough to socialize. You think you lack, you probably, yes, you probably lack social skills, and you just don't want to be interacting with people because you think that people will see that you're not as intelligent, or you're not smart, or you like you cannot socialize effectively, and so you just stay away from social events because you have low self-worth. You could have a victim mentality. You could with low self-worth, again, you don't take care of yourself. You're not taking care of your hygiene. You don't take care of your appearance because you feel like you just don't love yourself. You just don't have pride in yourself. You feel like you're not worth being healthy. You're not worthy of looking good. You're not worthy of taking care of yourself, your hygiene, your appearance. You just let go of yourself. You just have low self-worth. Those are the consequences, right? And you need to know how to build your self-worth because it's important, right? I already mentioned why is it important, and now I'm going to tell you how to build self-worth, right? So one of the first ways to build self-worth is to identify and challenge that critical inner voice. That inner voice that nitpick everything, that point out your weaknesses, point out your flaws. That inner voice could get the best of you, right? And you don't want that to happen. You need to start you when you don't challenge this inner voice, you could start believing what this inner voice is telling you. You start to think that this inner voice is right, and you start to accept a lot of bullshit in your life. You have to challenge this critical inner voice, right? This inner voice could tell you you are worthless, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve attention, you don't deserve happiness, you will never get that relationship, you will never be successful, you could never maintain a long-term relationship. That inner voice is telling you that, and if you don't challenge it, you're going to believe, right? This inner voice undermines you. It undermines your sense of self-worth, and it could even lead you to self-destructive behaviors, yeah, which obviously is going to make you feel worse if you start to drink, and then you start to smoke a lot, and then you have then you start to hook up many things, start to use drugs. That's self-destructive behaviors because you believe this inner voice that is undermining you, and then you go and you involve yourself with people who use you, who mistreat you, who take you for granted, who manipulate you, who lie to you, who rip you off, and who genuinely do not care about you. That you really have to challenge this inner critical voice. Yes, and when you were young, maybe your parent yelled at you, you got verbally abused, maybe you tried Maybe you try cleaning up at home when you were young, and your parents probably said, "You don't do it like that. You really don't get it, do you? This is not how it's done." Or that is why everybody's saying that you're so dumb or that you're stupid. You can't get anything right. That is how low self-worth begins, where you hear like your parent or a sibling or somebody in authority telling you these negative things and you internalize it. Or maybe you're young, you fail an exam, and maybe your caregiver is like, "You fail again? You can't get anything right?" This really proves that you don't want to be anything in life. They might say that to you. And I mean, when you're young, at some point you'll feel here and there. At some point, it's normal to feel here and there, not continuously. Just sometimes you have low moments or different challenges going on in your life, and you feel here and there, and it's normal. But to hear you feel again, you probably feel like once or twice, and you feel again. You can't get anything right on all of these negative things, and you could continue telling yourself this in your mind. Or maybe you grow up, become adolescent, and you probably got dumped, and then maybe you express to your parents, and then they might say, obviously they would dump you. Who would really want you? Look at you. And many other bad things, or you could be in a relationship, and your partner is saying, "You will do these things for me if you really love me." That's some manipulating, right? But if you build your self-worth and you hear people saying these negative things, you will be able to decipher them and realize that what they're saying is not true, right? You will be able to make good choices, and also just know that you're not a failure, and just not internalize what other people are saying, because you know your talent, you know your capabilities, you know you are wise, you know you are smart. Maybe you feel here and there, that's normal. You in a relationship and you feel like somebody is manipulating you, you leave. Maybe somebody dump you. It could be on their side, they don't realize what they have, they dump you. It's not because that something is wrong with you. When you have good self-worth, high self-worth, you will know all these things. Maybe you are with someone and in a romantic relationship, and maybe they disrespected you at one point, and then you start to recall the event and you're trying to explain to them or tell your side of the story because they disrespected you, and then they start to deny what happened. They start to tell you that you're making things up, that's not the way it went, you lie, you are imagining things, and that could make you feel like you're crazy or you look like you're crazy, and then you eventually start to apologize for things that you have not done. But if you have high self-worth, you would know that this is gaslighting, and you would know that what you are saying happened, you are not dreaming it, you did not imagine it, that is what happened, and they are just trying to gaslight you, and then you will not apologize for things that you have not done. That is what, if you have high self-worth, you would realize manipulation, you would recognize when people trying to use you, manipulate you, gaslight you, take you for granted, right? And we must differentiate from the ways that people see us. We must not internalize how people treat us, and understand and appreciate our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own values, and have high self-worth, and then we can reflect and understand that sometimes people are just wrong, right? And next way to build self-worth is to surround yourself with healthy, positive people who would not bring you down. Surround yourself with people who respect you, who genuinely care about you, who listen to you attentively, who wishes you well, who check up on you, who check in on your life, they check up on your health, they check up on your progress in life. People who don't take you for granted, people who don't mistreat you, people who appreciate your help, right? People who are grateful for your kindness, for your attentiveness. Be around people who don't mistreat you. Be around people who would not take you for granted. Be around people where you could feel seen, you could feel heard, you feel important, they validate your feelings, you feel valuable, they value your opinion, they value your perspectives. They like you for who you are, not what you could do for them. People who can see, they could see that you're exhausted, they see that you're hurt, they see that you're anxious, they see that you're burnt out, they see that you're depressed, they see all of these things and they offer help. That's who you should be around, right? Surround yourself with healthy, positive people who would not bring you down. Next thing to build self-worth is look at your strengths. When you have low self-worth, you're always looking at your weaknesses, you're always looking at your imperfections, you're always looking at your flaws, you always think you're not capable. You don't recognize your talents, you do not recognize your capabilities, you doubt yourself a lot. So you need to look at your strengths. You could be a kind person, you could be compassionate, you could have empathy, which a lot of people don't have and don't know what it is. You could respect others, you know how to treat people. Right? Stop doubting your abilities, look at your strengths. Next thing is to learn about self-love, is to love yourself. And I have a video on self-love. You should check that out, where I explain how to practice self-love, and I talk about self-care. I talk about self-love is about self-care, is about forgiving yourself, forgiving others, setting goals, setting boundaries, choosing your friends wisely. Self-love is about surrounding yourself with positive people, following your passion, accomplishing your goals. That's a self-love. I have a video on that. You could look at that for more information on self-love and how to practice self-love, right? So continuing, practice self-compassion, right? Just be curious sometimes about your actions. Just be curious, why did I do that? Be curious about your feelings. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I thinking like this? Just be open and accepting and loving towards yourself. When you make a mistake, for example, ask yourself questions and just try to answer them truthfully instead of criticizing yourself in your mind. Maybe you had like a messed up situation, unfortunate situation at work, at school, or at home. You just are in a romantic relationship. You made a mistake. You just ask yourself, why did I do that? This is having compassion. Why did I do that? Why did I stay so long in this relationship? You're asking yourself, you're trying to figure out, oh, maybe I was desperate for love, desperate for attention, desperate, really wanted this relationship, and you hang around there. Right? That is understanding yourself, having compassion, and then you forgive yourself. Right? Why did I ignore these red flags? You think about it. Maybe this was the first time you're dating. You did not know about red flags and what to look out for in men or women when you're dating, and when to end a relationship or when to stop dating. Maybe you didn't know. You ask yourself, okay, I didn't know. I will learn from my mistake. That is having self-compassion. Right? Checking on your feelings. Why did I feel this? How did I really feel about the way that he treated me? How did I really feel about the way that she treated me? how you really feel. Just understand your mistakes, understand your feelings, and have compassion on yourself. Reflect and just make conclusions. Truthfully and honestly. Maybe you just were desperate for love, attention, and a relationship, as I mentioned. Learn from your past mistakes, you know. You cannot be feeling guilty and ashamed for too long. Especially if you have low self-worth already. Having low self-worth and then feeling guilty and feeling shame for a long time. It's just going to be worse. Just act in line. You have your personal beliefs, you have your values. Maybe you value respect, you value loyalty, you value truthfulness, you value honesty, you value kind-heartedness, you value forgiveness. If these are things you value and you display them and you're not getting them back, that could cause you to break down yourself. You need to have high self-worth. So you need to be in line with your values and be in line with your personal beliefs. You believe that relationship are mutual, it should be mutual give and take. If there is not mutual give and take, if it's unbalanced, you leave. Because you have high self-worth, you know what you deserve, you know that you deserve everything that you desire. Right? Next thing is to take part, how we build self-worth, is to take part in activities you feel that is important to your life. Do things that you find interesting and just act in ways that will benefit you in the long run. Act in ways that would lead you towards accomplishing your goals, right? So, for example, you have your financial goals. Okay, what you would do? I'll do a course in personal finance, right? You're doing things that will lead you to accomplishing your goals. You're doing activities that you feel that is important to your life. That will build your self-worth. Okay, you have career goals. What are your career goals? I want to improve performance. I want to improve my performance in work. Okay, what I have to do? Reach on time. Limit distractions. Avoid multitasking all the time. Clear up my desk. Manage time. And you keep doing those things as much as you can every day. That will build your self-worth. Or you have relationship goals. What you want to do. Okay, I want to be a better partner. Okay, that means I have to keep my work and my love life balanced. Okay, I should work on my communication skills. I should plan dates more. I should plan a surprise. I should show respect. I should be honest. I should be loyal. I should be faithful. I should not take my partner for granted. Those are the things you will be doing as much as you can to reach your relationship goals. Okay, you have personal development goals. You're going to do activities and you're going to do interesting things that will benefit you. Right? Things that will lead you to accomplish these goals. Personal development goals. Okay, I need to avoid these negative thoughts. I need to challenge this inner critical voice. That is what you're going to do. Challenge them. Or I want to be resilient. I want to be persistent. You know, might need to go to webinars. I might need to read books. I might need to do a course. And to help heal my trauma, I would need to take up a new hobby. I need to set goals for personal development. Or you have spiritual goals. Okay, I need to go to church regularly. I need to read uplifting books. I need to volunteer to help the sick or the poor. I need to meditate. You're doing many things like being tolerant of people, forgiving people, having patience. You're doing all of these different activities and to accomplish your goals. That is the sixth thing you could do to build self-worth, to build self-worth, self-esteem, to build self-worth. Those are the things that you can do, right? So I mentioned what is in the beginning, what is self-worth. You know that you're a good person. You know that you deserve good things. You think good about, you have a good opinion about yourself. You know you are worthy of love, you are worthy of good relationship, you are worthy of attention, you are worthy of, you are important to this life, right? And it's really important to have self-worth in this life, because it affects your decisions, it affects the things you do, the things you accept from people. It helps you to reject different situations that would have a negative impact on your life, right? It helps you to seek out good people and good things and different situations to help you to be a better person, right? Help you to achieve your goals. And you would know, you would recognize if you have low self-worth by now, and if you do, those are the many things that you could use to build them. And there are consequences of having low self-worth, right? You would lack direction in life, you would not have goals, you could get addicted to alcohol, you could be more prone to anxiety, you would have problems in your romantic relationships, right? You could get addicted to social media, you would lack resilience, you would give up on your tasks easily, you have risky behaviors, you could be promiscuous, you could get taken for granted, you could get manipulated, you could get tricked, you could get ripped off, you could forget about your hygiene because you feel like you're just, it's not worth it to take care of yourself. You forget about your appearance, right? And those are the things that I mentioned to build your self-worth. The first one you could do is just tackle that inner critical voice. That critical inner voice, you need to challenge it, right? And surround yourself with good people. Be around people who actually genuinely love you, genuinely care about you, would check up on you, would ask you how things are going, ask you about your progress, who are grateful for your kindness, for your attentiveness, who could see that you're burnt out, you're anxious, you're hurt, who make you feel seen, who make you feel heard, who make you feel like you're important. And remember to look at your strengths, do self-love, and practice self-compassion, right? And work on your goals, your financial goals, your personal development goals, your spiritual goals, career, and your relationship goals, right? So that is self-worth. It's very important. I hope this video will help, and if you like this content, hit the like button, and if you want, you could subscribe, and see you in the next video.